is minimalism? And does it really mean that you need to get rid of all of your possessions? My name is Linda, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm really excited to share with you my take on minimalism and how you can get started today. Minimalism means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For some people, it truly is about getting rid of everything you own, living on or with only 100 pieces, selling your home, your car, quitting your job, and living in a tent on a small, random piece of land. Now, don't get me wrong, if those are your goals, good for you. Minimalism can definitely help you reach them. But to me, minimalism really just comes down to being intentional about the things that you own so that the things that you own don't own you. The key word there is intentional. It's about being intentional with your day, your energy, and your time. It's not about living with nothing or even challenging yourself to live with next to nothing. Though the concept of challenge does sometimes come in on the minimalist journey as you challenge your mindset to look at the things you own a little bit differently. Really what it is, it's about releasing the things that prevent you from living your fullest life. So let me first talk about how I got started on my minimalist journey. I had come to a phase in my life where I made the decision to sell my 1,200 square foot home and downsize into a barely 600 square feet apartment. It was extremely obvious that everything that fit in the home was not gonna fit into the apartment, and it just couldn't all come with me. So from the time that my realtor put that sold sticker outside my house up until the possession day for the new owners and when I moved into said apartment, I started to do a massive downsize. I basically looked at the floor plan for my new living quarters and I sold everything and anything furniture-wise that I couldn't put a place on. So things like the massive sectional that I had was not gonna fit. I had no need for a dining room table. For the record, I had a kitchen bistro table and a dining room table. The dining room table went. There was no room for it. Extra side tables, end tables, any large furniture that I didn't absolutely need went. On top of that, I also started to go through the closets, the basement. Oh my goodness, is it ever a wonder the things that accumulate down there? But I went through every single nook of my house as I was packing and donated a lot. I can probably safely say that I downsized from 100% of what I owned to probably 30%. Now, my situation was different because there was a lot more urgency about having to fulfill the process because I had a timeline, and anything that was not gone by the time I moved out, I either had to pay to store it, which was not an option for me, or I had to physically carry it into the new place. And that was kind of a big motivator to get rid of everything I didn't need. After moving into a significantly smaller space with substantially less things, there were a few key things that I noticed. First off, it was so much easier to keep the space clean and tidy. Secondly, it was also so easy to find the things that I was looking for. I spent less time maintaining my house and more time doing the things I enjoyed doing. To be honest, in the beginning, I was bored. I didn't know what to do with myself because I had nothing but time. And then on top of that, the things that I did keep, not only did I appreciate them much more because I got to use them a lot more, but I actually started to use the things that I had. Things that I had previously forgotten I owned or spent so much time cleaning and maintaining the house that I didn't have time for the things that I enjoyed. The first year, and maybe the fact that I sold my television was one of the reasons, but the first year living in that apartment, I went from reading 2 or 3 books a year to 30 books a year. So at the end of the day, minimalism became freedom. It became more time to do the things that I wanted to with friends and family. It gave me the ability to pick up hobbies or invest more time into my business and no longer be owned by the responsibility of having all this extra stuff. So, where am I now? My now husband and I, we moved into a slightly bigger apartment and now moved into this 1,300 square foot home. This home was purchased on the smaller side, but purchased with the intention that it would fulfill the needs that we will have in the future. It is more than enough space for our lifestyle and the family we plan to have. We have plenty of stuff, though it's only the stuff that we love and use and truly appreciate. And just like anybody else, we still acquire random things out of nowhere, but we make a conscious decision to constantly declutter as we go to make sure that the things that are coming in are either not staying or that we're balancing it out by getting rid of other things that no longer serve us. So, how can you get started on a minimalist journey today? The number one biggest factor in starting a minimalist journey is understanding why you want to do it. The physical task of going through all of your stuff can seem so overwhelming, and at times it might be. However, if you have a really strong reason why, one that truly speaks from your heart, I believe that you can easily, without a doubt, overcome the tough spots. So I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how you can get started and 3 tips on how you can maintain a decluttered minimalist home. If you're enjoying this video so far, I want to invite you to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I wouldn't want you to miss any other minimalist videos that I have coming up in the future. And it means so much to me to have you join me on this adventure. All right, let's start with our tips. So 3 tips for getting started. Tip number 1, start in the room or space that is going to have the most impact for you. For many people, this is the kitchen. The kitchen is so often the heart of the home, and having a stress-free, clutter-free kitchen can be a huge motivator to keep you going. Not only that, but if it's a room that you spend so much time in, then you instantly eliminate stress and start to see the benefits right away. Regardless of what room you start, make an impact. Tip number 2, start small. It is not about looking at the entire kitchen and the big job that it appears to be, but starting with 1 cupboard, 1 drawer, 1 dresser top, and just taking it bite by bite. By looking at it from a micro perspective of just 1 drawer, it makes it a whole lot easier to not get distracted by the big picture and allows you to just get started. And tip number 3 if you're really struggling with 1 and 2, is to start with the easy wins. I recommend that you find a box or a bag or a trash bag or any other decent sized vessel that you might have and go around the house and start to eliminate the easies. Go into every room of your house and look at every single item, and you are going to come across things that you're like, yeah, I'm done with that. I don't need it. I'm ready to let it go. Take it, put it in your bag, box, whatever the case might be, and keep going. You will find that you will fill that box much sooner than you expected. And when you see that one box that's ready to go out of your house to be donated, now all of a sudden the task seems easier. Okay, so now that we have started our minimalist journey, here are 3 tips to help you maintain it over the long run. My number 1 and favorite tip is 1 thing in, 1 thing out. It is totally okay when you start a minimalist journey to still buy things that you love. Heck, you might even find that once you get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, that maybe you want to reinvest in better quality, long-term sustainable pieces. The secret is 1 thing in, 1 thing out. If you go shopping and you buy yourself a new sweater, consciously choose to let another one that no longer serves you be donated. Tip number 2, keep a donation bin handy at all times. Currently, our donation bin sits in our side landing. Now, that'll eventually need to change once our Airbnb is done, but I always have a donation bin on the go and ready to be filled. What this means is that when I see something I'm ready to part with, I can immediately put it into that bin, and once the bin is full, it's immediately put in my trunk and dropped off at the donation center at the earliest time possible. And tip number 3 is to declutter seasonally. Now, I live in Canada, so my seasons are very, very distinct. If you live somewhere where maybe, rotating seasons is not something that you do, then big milestones or holidays are another big marker. For myself, every spring and fall, I do a closet overhaul where I go through my seasonal clothes, declutter what I didn't love, and switch things over to spring, where again, I declutter what I don't plan on wearing. Another idea is around the holidays. For us with Christmas, at the end of Christmas, anything that I didn't use or didn't enjoy having up, maybe it was just too much work, I then put it into the donation bin to get rid of it. Regardless of how you lay it out, I recommend at least 4 times a year doing a quick scan and declutter of your home just to maintain things. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other favorite minimalist and declutter videos, such as where I declutter our basement, as well as our most recent fall closet swap. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.